You actually look Kenyan. I'm like, yeah. You guys, Nairobi was so beautiful. Like, I would love to go back to Kenya and live like for a few months. Hi guys, how you guys doing? So, I'm sorry, but I have a busy day, but I just wanted to intro this video because I recently went to Nairobi, Kenya, my first time. And oh my goodness, guys, I was so blown away. It's more than what I expected. I always knew that Nairobi, Kenya, like was a beautiful, beautiful place to go, but I was blown away. And so in this video, I'm just gonna be sharing with you guys a few clips that I took while I was there, but I'm so sure it wasn't like really proper, so it might not make sense. So I thought to just add like a few clips in between to let you know exactly what I did and what I was up to while I was in Nairobi, Kenya. But if you get a chance to go there, I urge you to go. It's beautiful. The people are amazing. Their culture, amazing. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys a few things that I learned there and how amazing it was. So enjoy! How nice is this, guys? So the hotel left me a little letter and a present, a bangle. I love it. This is actually my kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff. I wear this kind of stuff all the time, so I love it so much. This is such a nice way to like welcome a guest at a hotel. Thank you so much, Golden Tulip. I love it, love it, love it. That's really nice. And actually, zebras are one of my favorite animals in the whole world. Oh, how thoughtful. Yangi.
I spit substance, trust me. You think you spitting game, 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 substance. I spit substance, trust me. You think you
Hey guys, I'm super excited. So I ordered some stuff online on some Kenyan online boutiques. They don't like deliver internationally. So like I knew I was coming here and like I quickly ordered and they delivered before I even arrived at my hotel. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna open them and show you guys what I ordered. It's jewelry. I love jewelry. So it's like earrings and all African stuff. So I love it. I'm gonna open it and like show you guys in a bit.
spitting game, you think you 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 spitting game, substance.
I spit it in abundance. You're a nuisance, sub-acid, subdued, but that's it. Subjugated by the spit that I submit. I subscribe to the classics. My subjective submerged masses. Substantial, no subtitles or brackets. Brush aside anybody trying to rush me. I made rap my subsistence, no subsidy.
How cute is
Been true to my voice is subwoofer. Trekking subcontinents, super mover.
I've noticed that the motorbikes are a theme here. Even on Uber, you can request a motorbike.
Yes.
I was so surprised. I was like, huh? How?
You can.
You call is that a matatu?
Yeah?
Is that is
But
a
that
motor?
is this public vehicles.
Oh, is it?
That one we call matatu.
Ah,
Yes.
I see how even the big ones they like
Yeah,
move on the streets. Cause
Yeah,
like in my
indeed.
country, the big ones only move from long distances, like city to city, and then the small ones are the ones that move around within
So,
town.
Like this one is a medium. These are minibuses. So this,
Okay.
like these they move around the city.
Okay.
But for the long distance, we have the big one for 60 something, 70 people.
So why do you call them matatu?
Here in Kenya, you know, we don't talk Swahili, a good Swahili like Tanzania.
Yes,
So we talk
a diluted
Sheng.
version.
Sheng. We call it Sheng. It's a mix of English and Swahili.
Okay.
So that is a nickname of minibuses.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Sheng name.
Ah. Yeah, I found it interesting to see the motorbikes on Uber.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never seen that anyway.
You can request a motorbike.
And obviously it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's
The bike.
cheaper and because of this traffic of Nairobi.
Oh yeah,
faster.
it's faster.
Those motorbikes they will not stuck here.
True.
They will just pass between the vehicles and
Yeah. Culture. So one of the things that I really loved about Kenya was their culture. I feel like as an African country, they're really grounded. They're really um they really like embrace their culture. I don't know how else to put it, but they really embrace their culture when it comes to food. They are very proud of like their food, the way they cook their food, how they serve their food, the ambience in their restaurants. It's very, you can really, really feel that you're in Kenya. I don't know if it makes sense. I did not feel the need for them to try and emulate like another place. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's exactly how I felt while I was there. And even like I had the opportunity to go like to a few of their bars. Just very interesting. Honestly, I was very impressed because you could feel that you're in a different place, but in a good way. You know how sometimes you can go to different places or like the same country, but you go to restaurants, but you actually feel the that the owners of the restaurants try to emulate like a certain, maybe like European ambience. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but when you're in Kenya, you feel that you're in Africa and you feel that you are in Kenya, you are in Nairobi, you see the presence of Nairobi. It's like everywhere. They've really, really tried and they're holding on to their culture, which is something that I really, really enjoyed. And you guys, in Nairobi, their Uber is amazing. They even have like a motorcycle option. So it's cheaper than the car. So it was so interesting for me to see that. I actually wanted to get on one, but I didn't have the time to do it. But it was really, really nice. I think they call it the chop chop. Is it? I think it's the car that's the chop chop. That was very interesting for me. And one thing, you guys, that like I noticed, Uber is affordable in Kenya. I mean, I don't want to say affordable because I'm sure maybe the people who live there, to them, um, maybe they find it like costly the same way I find Uber costly in South Africa. I mean, Uber is nice, it's convenient, but if it's like a daily thing, then it becomes a cost. So when I compared the Uber prices and the distance that I had like to take the Uber from one place to another, it was definitely cheaper there in comparison to South Africa. So that was like, and the other thing, you guys, that I learned, people in Kenya drive like crazy. Oh my gosh. However, they're very patient on the road. They drive crazy. Like literally, the first 3 days I was there, I was like, how come I haven't seen an accident yet? But no one is like really aggressive on the road. No one was hooting at anyone. No one was cussing out anyone. And like here in South Africa, where if you're driving like slow or driving a certain way, people are gonna like honk, 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 honk. And even the same thing in Malawi. People are gonna honk, honk, honk. But in Nairobi, they drove like crazy. Literally, every car was like bumper to bumper. I mean, it was like this tiny space between each car. And I was like, how come there's no accident? But that was crazy. But I actually saw an accident, I think on my fifth day there. So I think on the Friday in the morning, I did see an accident. And I was like, I wonder how they drive like crazy. But it's amazing because even they have like traffic lights, but no one really cares about them. When they're red, people still go. In other countries, you get arrested for doing that. So when I went to Nairobi, I had like a blonde silver look, and I got stopped a couple of times. People asking me like what tint I used, where did I get it, and I was like, oh, I'm not from around here. And they were like, oh, you actually look Kenyan. I'm like, yeah. You guys, Nairobi was so beautiful. Like, I would love to go back to Kenya and live like for a few months. And let me tell you, maybe let me give you a brief background of what happened for me to love Kenya. I watch a lot of Kenyan YouTubers and just their aura, how they present themselves. And then I know a few people who've been to Kenya and they've told me about it. So I was super excited to have the opportunity to go. I was really impressed with their sense of style. Maybe I was just like in the wrong area. I'm not sure, but like I remember the very first day I was in the CBD area and I don't know, I did not see the need to try and be something that they're not. And I say this, I don't know how to put this, but I feel like here in South Africa as well as back home, it's very trendy. Like they will follow the trends and you actually see that, oh, they're trying to look like this, the Insta that. When I went to Nairobi the first day when I was in the CBD, I really did not see that. And I'm not saying that they're not trendy, but I really enjoyed it because I felt like everyone was just dressed up how they wanted to dress up. It was like pretty simple, like t-shirt, jeans, and a simple dress. I really like that. I don't know if I'm making sense. I really like that. But maybe it was just that area that I was in, because Nairobi is huge. So maybe it was just in the area that I was in. And I mean, I understand it's the same here. I'm sure there's some areas where, some people like would just like wear casual. I mean, it depends what you do as well. But I really, really like that. It felt like they weren't really pressured into being what they're not. And I really, really like. The other thing I loved as well is like how much they speak Swahili. I want to learn Swahili, guys. Like next year, I'm determined to find a tutor who's gonna like teach me Swahili. And the crazy thing is like it's so easy. Before I left, I had like someone teach me like a few words here and there. And when I went there, everybody was like, "Because you speak Swahili like a pro." You guys, like I would wake up in the morning and greet people in Swahili. Like it was so nice. Like I love it. And they are proud of their language and they speak it all the time. I really, really love that. But what I also liked is that though they're proud of their language, but they're very accommodative. If you tell them that I don't understand what you're saying, then they're happy to speak to you in English or any other language that they speak and ask you, like, what language do you speak? I like that. Not all countries are like that. Not all countries are accommodative. Some countries just want you to speak their language, and if you can't speak their language, you're just like, hmm. But they were very accommodative, very friendly, very warm, very welcoming. Yeah, so on the Monday, I went to get the nyama choma, and I went to like a few bars in the CBD area. Very interesting, I must say. And the other interesting thing that I learned in Kenya. So when I went to the restaurant on the Monday, I ordered the food and I ordered a bottle of water. And the person who was serving me asked me to say, "Do you want your water warm or cold?" I was very confused but anyway, I said I wanted cold. So when I was walking around in the CBD in the bars, I went to this bar and I ordered a beer, so one of their local beers. And I was asked again, "Do you want your beer warm or cold?" I found it shocking because for me, naturally, I'll have my drink cold. But like, that was the first time for someone to ask me, like, "Do you want your beer warm or cold?" And it carried on like throughout my stay there. Every bar that I went to, every restaurant that you go to, they do ask you, "Do you want it warm or cold?" And I think it was one of the days when I asked someone, I'm like, "Why are you always asking someone if they want it warm or cold? Like, shouldn't the drink be cold?" So someone was like, "No, but here people drink warm beer." Not everyone, of course, people have preference, but it's a thing where some people actually like their water warm, they like their beer warm. And I don't know how true this is, but I did meet another person who said, I mean, maybe to that person, I don't know if he was generalizing or it was just for him, but he did say, I remember, he said, "Well, cold food or cold beer or cold water is generally um, has a health risk of some sort." I don't know, but anyway, and that's the other thing I also noticed about Nairobi or about Kenya. They're healthy. They're healthy. I feel like their food and just how they're cautious and the fact that they have held on to um their culture of their food and just everything. I feel like they're very healthy, health cautious people. I feel like if there's any Kenyans watching, and if I'm just talking gibberish, please correct me. But I did get those vibes that I think in Kenya they're very healthy. I don't know. I just felt that. I just felt that even their food, because even like the nyama choma, it was very healthy. They eat a lot of vegetables. They eat a lot of vegetables, and oh my goodness, I was in heaven because I love vegetables. And then on the Tuesday, I got the opportunity to go to the elephant orphanage. Oh my gosh, you guys. I went to the elephant orphanage. And it's crazy how you watch the National Geographic channel. Okay, let me go back. I'm African. And I'm ashamed to say that even in my home country, Malawi, I do not remember going to national parks. I did though, I think way back with my parents. But like I was still very young, I don't remember. And it's not all of them. Probably went to like one or two maybe. And I could be remembering gibberish. But like as an adult or at an age where I could remember, I do not recall going to like national parks and stuff, which is embarrassing for me to admit. I think I'm so embarrassed to admit that because I think it's very important and I want like my nieces and nephews to be able to go like from a young age. Anyway, so the only animals I've seen have been on TV. I know this sounds, maybe even yourself, when if you're watching this, you think, oh my gosh, you've never really seen like an animal like that face to face. But have you? No, thought so. I think I'm not the only one. I think most people have this same issue where I think when you see the animals on TV, you kind of get used to it. You think you've seen them face to face, but oh my goodness.
One, two. One, two, one, two. Yeah. Behind the curtains, just waiting. Behind the curtains, contemplating. Behind the curtains, meditating.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go grab breakfast downstairs and then head out for the day. I will see you guys later.
This is the man behind the curtains, the man behind the artist, the man behind the verses. This is before the spotlight, before they pull back the curtains for the man behind the curtain.
I really like the fact that they explained to us their names, and the guy explained how each one of those elephants got to the center. Some of them, their mothers died, and others were trapped, almost dead. It was really beautiful to know that there are really good people out there taking care of these animals. I was very happy there. I was all smiles, and it was so packed. It was a very nice place. If you want to go to Nairobi, I would urge you to go to the elephant orphanage. It's not so far from the CBD. It's about like a 40-minute drive, but it's worth it because even as you drive there, you're looking around and just asking questions, and the drivers are friendly as well, so you can have conversations. So I really had a good time. But the Elephant Orphanage Center is only open 2 hours a day. An hour actually. You go in at 11 and then 12 the feeding is done. So that's it. So like make sure that if you wanna go there, it's like from 11 to 12. So if you're living in the CBD area, then rather leave like an hour earlier or like 50 minutes. And the traffic is really bad as well in Nairobi, so rather leave an hour before 11 so that you get there at 11. But yeah, it was really fun. I learned a lot, to be honest. I learned that elephants like putting mud on themselves and dust to protect themselves from the heat, as well as to protect themselves from flies and fleas. So that was very interesting. Actually, that question was asked by a little boy. I was there wondering the same thing. I was like, why are these elephants why do they keep throwing dust on themselves? And then this little child was brave enough to ask on my behalf. I was like, thank you. And they also have like a souvenir area where you can actually buy souvenirs at the elephant center, and you can also adopt an elephant, guys. Oh my gosh, you can adopt an elephant. So you pay something like every month, so you can adopt an elephant for yourself and your friend. You don't take the elephant home though. The elephant stays there, but they update you. They send you like stuff letting you know how the elephant is doing, and you can also like feed the elephant in its like little room. Oh, nice. So amazing. But yeah, and then when I left, I went to the giraffe center. So the giraffe center as well is where you go and like feed the giraffes some snacks and like touch them. Oh my god, you guys. When I tell you that like when you watch these animals like on TV, like I did, if you go to national parks and reserves, good for you. Like next time take me, cause yeah, nah, I haven't done well in that department. I've only seen these animals on TV. It was so good to like see them in person. Like it was so magical. I was just smiling. So I went to the giraffe center, and oh, let me tell you, if you want to go to the giraffe center, please note that they do not take cash. And I had no idea. I go there and I'm trying to pay, and they're like, we don't take cash. They only take like credit cards or your cards and stuff like that. And in Kenya, they also have this like mobile money thing called M-Pesa. So I think it's an app that they use in Nairobi. So for them, they can pay through M-Pesa. Most African countries have this mobile money transfer thing. But if you're traveling there and you're not from there, you're not gonna have the M-Pesa. So I was there with cash. I did not even have my card. I even left it at the hotel. But fortunately, they were very helpful. So somebody paid for me using the M-Pesa, and then I get the money. But just not that, because you don't want to go there all the way, because like I said, it's like about 40-50 minutes from the CBD, so you don't want to go all the way there. And then what if that day there's nobody to help you with M-Pesa? So take note that they don't accept cash at the Giraffe Center. Even at their restaurant and like their bar area, you can't pay cash. You need like your credit card. Same thing as at the Elephant Orphanage. They all have names, and I got to take pictures, and I got to feed them, and I got to like take videos with them. It was so beautiful. I fed this lady, gorgeous lady called Kelly. Kelly was gorgeous. She was graceful, but she also had like an attitude, like a sass to her. So like we had like when you go in, they give you like a packet of like snacks to feed them, because they don't want you to just like touch them without feeding them, you know. And some of them have more attitude than others. There's actually, they mentioned that there was one who never likes to be touched. Even when you're feeding her, she never liked to be touched. It was literally magical, you guys. I felt like I was in heaven. And then I met the player Eddie. So at this center, Eddie is the only male. Apparently giraffes are very territorial. They will fight another male to death. So what they do at the center is they always have one male, and the crazy thing is all the others are females. So he like fathers kids, he fathers babies with these giraffes. But I asked one of the employees there, and I asked him, I'm like, what if the mother gives birth to males? And they said, well, we can keep the males for up to 3 years. After 3 years, we have to find the males another place to stay. There can only be one male at this center. Otherwise Eddie is gonna fight them. And then after that, yeah, I went to a restaurant back in the CBD to have more meat, which I enjoyed. I'm gonna show you pictures right here. I really enjoyed that, and I had a few drinks. I had my food, so I went there. It was really good. And from there I went actually to the clubs. When I tell you that I was living it up in Nairobi, like I had been there for years, when I actually met like other people, they asked me, where have you been? When I told them, they were like, you've been to all those places already. You might as well be from here. I'm very adventurous, guys. Like, of course, be careful. I was very careful. Uber was very convenient. I knew where I was. So, yeah. Was it on Thursday? I went to a restaurant called Nyama Mama. I think it's a famous like restaurant. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. It was delightful. There was a live band there. I actually took some clips, so I'm gonna show you right now. It's busy. Hi, Tien. I love that restaurant. It was beautiful. The food was delightful. The ambience, the people. And on Friday, I went to another restaurant that was actually also a recommendation by someone. And then on Saturday, I came back home. I left Nairobi just like that, but it was one of the best weeks of my life, I must say. I haven't traveled a lot. I want to, I wish to travel a lot, but Kenya came through. It was everything I imagined and more. I loved it. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. I'd love to go back to Kenya and like live for a while. Because actually, the people are nice. Kenyans, to me, were very welcoming. They did not mind about foreigners. And that's the one thing that sold me. As Africans, I think we need more countries that are like that. They were very welcoming. Not once did they make me feel like a foreigner. Not once did they make me feel like I didn't belong, you know? I really, really love that. And that's why I will be going back to Kenya. So if there's any Kenyans watching right now, please adopt me. Please take me in. Like, I would be more than happy to come and like stay for a while. That would be really, really nice because I feel like I actually saw a speck of Nairobi. There was so much to see, but so little time. And I did not get to go to the Nairobi National Park. And that's the first stop that I'm gonna make next time that I go because I just have to. But it was beautiful. It was heavenly. Love, love, love. I would recommend people to definitely go there. And when I was staying in Kenya, I was staying in the Westlands area. And apparently the Westlands area is like one of like the hip places in Nairobi where there's bars, there's restaurants, there's like a mall, like a few malls, but it's a nice area. I love it. So I was staying in the Westlands. I was staying at the Golden Tulip Westlands Hotel, and it was great. The food was amazing. The service was A1. I loved, loved, loved it. So yeah, that is my trip to Nairobi, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't take much footage, so that's why I thought to have this sit down where I kind of like explain to you guys what I got up to, what I did, and yeah, I just urge you guys that if you ever want to travel to a few African countries, then Nairobi should definitely be um, one city on your list that you should go to in Kenya. I hope that next time I'm gonna make it to Mombasa. I'm gonna make it to what's that place that I always see people go to? What is it called? There's this beach that like people go to in Kenya. Oh my gosh, really? Okay. My goal is to travel to all African countries eventually. I think Africa is beautiful. Of course, I want to travel the world, of course, you know, but my priorities have shifted lately. I would love to travel Africa first, you know. It would be nice to, like, you know, go to Europe because I know there's lots to see there. And of course, I want to, but I am not pushing Africa to the side on this one. If I had all the money in the world, I would do Africa first. And I'm determined to make sure that happens. Thank you so much, Kenya. Thank you so much for the love and the warmth that you showed me. I hope that everyone who comes to Kenya, you treat them exactly the same way you treated me. I felt at home, and that was priceless. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be returning. So if any of you guys want a new friend, want a new sister, like, please call me, DM me. I'm your girl. I'm happy to come back. But that's it for me, guys, from this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something about Nairobi if you've never been there. If you've been there before, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Did you love it as much as I did? Because I love it. I'm going back. I love it. I was sold. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you in my next video. And Nairobi, nitakuona karibuni. Bye, guys.
Let's